I recently had the honor of visiting Ulleungdo and Dokdo, some Korean islands in the East Sea. The thing I loved the most about the islands was their scenery. So I thought I'd show you some of my favorite features of the scenery of Ulleungdo and Dokdo. Ulleungdo and Dokdo are very mountainous islands. This makes sense as the islands were actually formed from volcanoes. The volcanoes erupted in the Cenozoic era as early as 4.6 million years ago and as recently as 5,000 years ago. These eruptions formed textured and mountainous formations. This is what leads to the beautiful and fascinating shapes that you see all over the islands. So Dokdo itself appears to be pretty small, especially if you compare it to Ulleungdo. However, these islets are actually only the peaks of big underwater mountains. The most amazing thing about this is that the water is so clear and so blue, you can actually see parts of the main formations below the water's surface. Dokdo is made of two main islands, Seodo and Dongdo. However, there are in fact 91 islets in total that make up Dokdo. As such, you see many beautiful rock formations. As a tourist, you can only visit Dokdo. However, you can still see many of the formations even from the limited space. The islets are home to hundreds and hundreds of seagulls. It also used to be home to sea lions, but they've been pretty much hunted to extinction. There's so much that can be said about the scenery of Ulleungdo, but I'll give you a short summary of what I've seen. Ulleungdo has extremely uneven terrain, meaning it's mostly hills and mountains. And even the coasts are mainly rocky beaches rather than sandy beaches. These rocks form really interesting shapes. We actually got to spend a lot of time around Turtle Rock. We walked around it and we managed to see its features up close. I think the most notable part was all of the small wildlife in its crevices, including some tiny fish and tiny crabs, and even some sea anemones all over the rock. So these are just a few of the highlights of the naturescape of Ulleungdo and Dokdo. The journey was really long, but I enjoyed every moment. There's so much more that I could say about these places, but it really doesn't do it justice. It's something that I hope you get to see for yourself one day.